Hi everyone, it's Kate from the Fold Line and I'm back this week to talk to you about the new sewing pattern releases for October. It was a pretty bumper month. There were a few actually that I completely missed and I've only just found them, which is quite exciting. And I have picked, how many have I got? 2, 4, 6, 7 of my favourite to talk you through. There's some really interesting bits in here and I think you're going to really like them. I will also pop a link down below to the blog post with the full runner patterns because there are probably 30 or 40 this month, so it's a big month. Right, so I'm going to start with my first one, which is the one actually I've literally just discovered, and this is the Carly Aviator jacket from Skylark. This was just released this week, so just it's a hot off the press. This is really interesting. I haven't seen a pattern like this and I'm so excited because I think I might actually give it a go at some point. So it's a classic aviator jacket. It's quite a relaxed fit. They call it sort of oversized and I just think it's really lovely. I've seen loads of these in the shop as well. So it's really nice to have something that's on the high street that you can actually recreate yourself. Construction wise, I'm just having a look at the line drawing now. So there's a big diagonal zip as you would expect. It's got lots of nice little details. So it's got a belt loop. It's also got a sort of tab around the collar. It's princess, well, kind of princess seams. It looks like it's it's hard to tell. It's definitely got a panel down here towards the side. I think but it's actually coming out from the bottom of the sleeve, so not princess seams, but that will help with your fitting. I think fabric is going to be the key to sort of this pattern, finding the right sort of thing. So obviously if you were making it in a traditional one, you'd look for shearling, so that's lamb. So but I think actually for an industrial machine it's not going to be able to handle sewing through that. There are loads of really lovely sort of fake fur options that you can buy in the shops now, so it would look really nice with that. It would look nice with a wool actually, a wool with fur on the inside. But yeah, I think it's got lots of lovely details. I think the key with this is like investing a bit of money in the zips and the sort of toggles and all the hardware that goes with it, because I think that will really make it look lovely. Yes, I'm really excited about this one. I thought it was really interesting and I love seeing sort of like a complicated coat. It's a goodie. So moving from a complicated coat to a really simple coat, we have got the swing jacket from the Maker's Atelier. I popped this in because having done the last video and loads of people said they really wanted to make a coat and they were a bit scared of making a coat, I thought this would be a really nice option. It's really simple. It has no fastenings, so tick. You can see in the image she's styled it with a big safety pin, which I think would look really nice. I'm struggling to see, the line drawing isn't particularly clear whether it's all cut in one piece. No, it's not. So yeah, so it's just 2 panels at the front. You've got your sleeves and then panel at the back. I think it's got a seam. No, it doesn't. No seam down the centre back. So in terms of fitting, most of your fit's going to have to be done at the side seam, but it's quite relaxed in its kind of look. So I think, you know, it's quite kind of versatile. I really like this and I think this is a really nice simple one. You can line it, I think it's lined, it looks like it's lined as well. So yeah, it will be a lovely one and really simple to make. And I think having this like over a pair of jeans, or you could even make it in quite a lightweight wool and have it as something that you wore under a proper coat. Yeah, I just thought it was a really nice one and definitely one that you could whip up in not a huge amount of time. Up next we have got a pair of trousers, because I got a comment that I don't mention trousers enough, so I've popped a pair in. These are the Diego trousers from Republic de Chiffon. This is part of their new collection of 6 patterns and I picked these ones because actually I really like these trousers. It's not often that I find trousers that I kind of get excited about. So these are high-waisted, they've got pockets on the front, little kind of darts at the back. From the picture and the sorry, I'm looking at my computer while I'm talking to you. Looking at the sort of drawing and on the model, it's a slight peg leg shape, I think. It's got little turn-ups at the bottom, but the thing I really like about it is the kind of big chunky tabs on the waistbands. I think those are really nice, and I'm assuming that it just has a zip at the side. So in terms of like construction, it's really simple, and I think these could look really lovely on a lot of different shapes. I really like the kind of big scooped pocket on the trouser. I think it's really nice, and they've made it in a cord, which I think would be so nice and cozy for winter, because it's just got cold now in the UK, and all I can think about is really sort of warm things to keep me warm. So up next we have got it's a jacket. I'm sorry, I've gone a bit jacket heavy this time, but I really like this one. It is the Amsterdam Blazer from Orijuice. This was released a couple of weeks ago, and they released a collection of 3 patterns, and I really like the construction of this, so I thought I would include it. So it's double-breasted, which is very on trend at the moment. It's quite a relaxed fit. It definitely has a bit of a 90s feel to it. The thing that I really liked is that it has 2 seams that come down here, and these form part of the pocket, so the pocket is sort of within the seam. I think that's a really nice design detail, and I really like that. It's got 3 panels at the back, so in terms of fit that's great. It also has a 2-part sleeve, so you can get the fit really good, and you have lots of movement as well. So I really like this, and I think I've made their Berlin skirt before, and I really like their patterns. I think the fit is really good on them, and the block kind of suits my body. So I might have a go at this at some point. I quite like, although I know it's wintry, but actually for summer this would be really nice to have to kind of throw on when it's warmish in the evenings. Yeah, so that's a goodie. That's a goodie for me. Up next we've got the 1940s wrap dress from Sew Over It. This was released last week. It's been around for ages. It was it was a class a long time ago, so this pattern is an old tried and tested number, but I know lots of people have been desperate for it, so it's finally been released. This dress actually looks great on most body types. It really is a flattering one, and it also has sleeves for winter, which is great. So features of the pattern are, it's a sort of wrap dress, and it fastens to one side, so it doesn't have a tie. It actually fastens, I think, with a button or with a little like hook and eye. It's got a little bit of ruching underneath the bust and at the either side of the waistband around the front, so anyone with a slight tummy, that's quite flattering, and the ruching around your kind of front panel will like help with your shaping of your bust. It's got, so the sort of vintage twist to it is this sort of turn back collar which wraps across the front. I think this dress was inspired by a vintage, it might have even been a vintage dressing gown that Lisa had, and she kind of tweaked it and made it into a dress. But it's a really lovely pattern and perfect for sort of winter dresses. It looks lovely. You need something with a bit of drape, I think, to make it kind of look at its best. But I've seen it in lightweight suitings as well, which look really nice, and I just think it's a real classic. So I think that I would highly recommend doing that one this winter. Right up next we have got, I say right up next every time, I'm really sorry, it's quite annoying. So we've got the Riverford dress and top from Cashmerette. So this was released very recently. I love this pattern. I think it is fantastic. It's jersey, so sewing must stretch, and it's quite a structured kind of fitted dress, and I think this is a perfect party dress. Cashmerette specialises in plus size patterns. She always does. I haven't heard a bad thing about them, and the thing that is really great about them is that she also does cup sizes for the bust, so if, for example, you have, you can like fit everything a lot better. The kind of details of the garment, it's quite a simple dress actually. It's got darts above and below the waist, and on the waist, kind of the front panel of the skirt, it's got two, I can't work out if it's a pleat and a dart, or whether it's two darts. I'm just looking. I think it's a pleat and a dart. It's got pockets as well, which is always very handy, and I think this is screaming out for some scuba. So if you haven't sewn with scuba before, I think this is the way to go for it, because it's quite structured, and I think it would work perfectly with this dress. It also has a top version, which is really sweet. So it's like quite a simple little top, and then I guess it's sort of, just looking at it, yeah, it's literally on your waist. It then has a peplum, so you've got a bit of a ruffle. But I think this is a really nice shape t-shirt, and I definitely think something that you could have, especially if you found some sort of sparkly jersey, I think would be really nice as a going out top. But also if you work in an office, I think this is a good staple for your work wardrobe. Yeah. Right, so last but definitely not least, we've got another jersey dress. This is the Lucida dress from the Friday Pattern Company. They are a relatively new company, and I really like their patterns, and their styling is beautiful as well. So I picked this one because quite a lot of the patterns I feel have been slightly trickier, and I think this is a really nice simple dress, jersey dress, which you guys could make. So the dress is actually really quite simple in terms of construction. It's V-necked at the front, it's an A-line skirt, it's got little cat sleeves, and then it's got this really cute little detail, kind of ruffle detail down the front. I thought this again could be great for a party dress or a work dress. I really love the sample they've made in the stretch velvet. I think that looks so gorgeous, and yeah, I think it would look amazing actually in a velvet. The other thing I thought would be quite nice if you wanted to sort of hack it a little bit, I think it would look really nice if you extended it and made it into sort of a midi length, if you wanted it like sort of below the knee. I think that would look really nice, and especially because this does feel a little bit summery, this pattern, but I think in the right fabric and perhaps a little bit longer, it could be perfect for winter parties. I've obviously got parties on the brain because I've just picked party dresses and coats, and that's it so far. So yeah, that is my little rundown of my patterns I found this month that I thought you guys would like. As I said at the beginning, I'll pop a link down below so you can go and have a proper scooch of all the patterns. I also forgot to tell you what I'm wearing. So this was one of the things I made from my sewing half term. This is an I Am pattern Sirius, and I made it in a really lovely sort of, you can see it's like Marley kind of spotty sweatshirting from Stoff and Still, and it's really nice. Got a little funnel neck, and then at the back it's got this sort of insert. It looks very funny because I've been sitting on it, but it's got this pleated insert, so it gives it quite a nice sort of shape from the bust. Skims over my tummy, which is something I am very happy about, and yeah, I really like it. I've worn it quite a lot actually, and it's really lovely and cozy on these cold days at home. Yes, so anyway, I will leave you to it. Have a lovely weekend, and we will be back soon with another video.